hope your week's gone well. Tonight, it's tonight for me, might be today for you, but I've got a couple of new things I'm going to try here. One of them I've tried already in a shave of the day that I only took a photo of the things I shaved with. I didn't do a recording, but it's this Parker Semi Slant razor. This is the chrome version. There's different versions available as far as the plating and what it looks like, but it's supposed to be milder than a regular slant razor. And for that reason, I put a Tiger Platinum blade in there, which I think is rather sharp, and this will be its second use. I used one of these in there the first time. Let me set this aside here so the tuck doesn't get too wet. I've been kind of splashing water around here. I've already prepped my face, incidentally, with the Village Barber shaving oil, and my soap is going to be, and I've used this before on the channel, the Saponificio Varesino Felce Aromatico, which means aromatic fern, and it's from Italy. And this says that this is a limited edition aluminum tin that it comes in here, or that it came in. I've had this for a couple of years. And it says it's the beta 4:3 version. Very nice. And let's see here. My brush, which I've already lathered up, is going to be this KC Shave Company Silvertip Badger brush. I've run a bit of water here, although it seems to be slowly draining out. So put a little bit more hot water in there. I'm going to dip just the tips into the water here, tips of the brush. And I'll go ahead and try to get a lather started. I hope you're all doing well out there. Yeah, I'm going to need just a little bit more water. Now this is a triple milled soap, and they advise you to, excuse me, they advise you to bloom it first. So I'll let it sit in some water, or rather, not sit in some water, but had a little layer of water on top of the soap in the tin while I was doing something else. I meant to do that while I was showering earlier, but I ended up going outside and talking with somebody, and that's when I bloomed the soap. Okay. Yeah, it's triple milled. It's 100% vegetal. I guess that means vegetable, no animal products, and triple milled, like it says. So, okay, gonna go ahead and get shaving. Let me go ahead and drain this little bit of water out of the sink, and I'll wet the razor. All right, here we go. Pass number 1 with the grain. About 2 days worth of growth. And I like these Tiger Platinum blades, but I really do not like the regular Tiger blades that come in the red packaging. One time I was way kinder talking about those blades than I should have been, because I did get a halfway decent shave from one once, but it really wasn't that good of a shave. I should say it just wasn't as bad as the other times I'd used one of those blades. If there were ever a blade I would advise people not to try, it would be the regular Tiger blades. And I'm sorry, I hate to speak badly of any shaving products, but yeah. But their Tiger Platinum blade, which I've used in other razors that were mild in aggression, I was really surprised at how much I like these blades that come in more of the gray packaging. I'll show you these again, and I'll show them to you, of course, at the end when I do a recap, but that's what those look like. I guess there's a little bit of red printing on there where it says premium, but let me go ahead. Sorry, I've been talking too much to a friend outside and I was smoking cigarettes. I'm sorry, I'm a bad person, but I gotta rinse. I know it's not good to smoke. One of my last vices. I don't drink anymore. I'm hearing some audio feedback, which is good, I guess. Flip the razor over, go to the other side here. And I'll rinse the razor again. I think the first time I used this soap a long time ago, well over 2 years ago probably, I didn't bloom it properly, and I may not have used a badger brush. They recommend also that you use a badger brush of some kind. In this case, I'm using a silvertip badger brush, but I didn't do those two things, or didn't do them right. I didn't bloom it right anyway, and I didn't have very good results. Kind of going over things a second time here in some cases. The first time I used this razor a few days ago, I did get some little weepers, but they sealed up easily with cold water. When I did a cold water rinse, which is what I always do. Okay, I'm going to stop there. That's pass number 1 complete. I'll come back for pass number 2 across the grain. Okay, I re-lathered off camera to save time in the video here. Pass number 2 across the grain. I'm hearing a lot of audio feedback here. Was puttering around in the garden earlier today. Walked the neighbor's dog that you might have seen me walk in a non-shaving related video I made. Puttering around the house last night, doing dishes and things, different stuff. All right. It's funny, it seems like each razor I gotta rinse a little differently, but it's rinsing clean, so no problem. I had other non-shaving related things to talk about during this shave, but now I can't remember what any of them were. It always ends up being something about my garden or something rather quotidian, pedestrian, day-to-day, whatever. So far, the shave is better than the first one I had with this. It might have something to do with the blade. Maybe the blade after one use is a little bit smoother now. I don't know. Or in my excitement, I might have been pushing too hard, using too heavy of a heavy-handed technique the first time I used this razor. I was a bit disappointed that first time, but so far this time I'm not. And I never was disappointed enough to say, oh, I'm sorry I got this razor. I don't think you can usually tell if with one shave and only one shave if a razor is good or bad, unless it's just a really cheap, awful razor. Excuse me. I was thinking how usually even the other things I talk about have something to do with one of the shaving products. In some cases it might be where the shaving product is made, and if it's a place I've been to and know something about, I'll put a little graphic with a map up and talk about that place perhaps. Or if, yeah, depending on where the soap or product is made. But I was almost wondering if people would like me to talk about things things in a shaving video that are not shaving related at all, because I know a lot of, I don't know if you could call it trivia, I know a lot of things about a lot of things, but not necessarily anything that would make me rich if I could go on Jeopardy. Jeopardy, the quiz show, the game show, you know. I wonder if they have that in other countries, Jeopardy. It's a very big game show here in the United States. Okay. I think I've only got two other slant razors, and one is very aggressive. The other one, while it's probably more aggressive than this, that other one I always get good shaves with, and it doesn't seem aggressive to me. It doesn't seem near as aggressive as that third slant razor I mentioned. Well, anyway, I'm going to pop out, pop back in. I'll come back freshly lathered again for a third pass against the grain. Against the grain now, I'll start on my neck. Now, I've had a couple of people ask me if I was a teacher because of the presentations I gave in other videos, where I might be giving some history about, a place where a shaving soap was made, or the theme of the shaving soap, like if it were Old West related in its theme, its name, something like that. And no, I'm not a teacher, but I was thinking of something I know a little bit about. It's something I could teach people in a few minutes, which is not shaving related, but about the United States interstate highway system, the one with a capital I that was begun in 1956, a bill signed by President Eisenhower, who had seen Hitler's Autobahns during the Second World War and wanted something like that for the United States. And I didn't download, I didn't take any screenshots or, that I could use as images, graphics, or what have you, but I could have taught you all about that, but I don't know if I wanted to go through all that hassle and if anybody wanted to know about it anyway. I guess the other thing I was going to say is that for even numbered east-west running highways in the United States, federal highways, the higher numbers for the old regular U.S. highways, many of which have been brought up to interstate standards but not given an interstate number. The numbers were higher in the south and lower in the north up by the Canadian border, and they got higher the farther south you went. And let's see, no, I got it backwards. They got higher the farther north you went. The interstate system, the numbers get higher the farther south you go. And it's also reversed that way from east to west. The lower numbered interstates are on the west coast, but that's where the higher numbered regular U.S. highways are. Another thing that's kind of funny, I read a legend on well, it was more than just a legend. It was the thing, it was more than just a thing on the map that explains all the symbols and markings. It was something written or printed on a map of Washington, D.C. I saw in the library. I've never been to Washington, D.C., but if I were there now, if somebody just plopped me down the middle of the place, I could probably look at some street signs and figure out what part of town I was in, because there is a key to all that too. Well, anyway, and I gave myself a couple little weepers there, but they're kind of tiny. I'm not too worried about that. That's what happens when I get to talking about other things. I'll come back, it'll be pickup time. Well, we can't put time in a bottle, but we do have time right here. Time flying, the crazy magical clock. It's pickup time, and I've got to kind of get going here because I'm running out of time. I like to keep these shaves under half an hour. But I got to talking a lot about non-shaving related things, which some people used to really like when I would do that in my videos. They also liked it when I talk about my personal life, which I find kind of boring, but I guess people like to hear about a day in the life of a person. I'm gonna rinse real quick. Not sure, but the shave may be closer and better than the first one, or at least no less so. no less close or decent. Let's see. The main thing I want to make sure I got is there's a trouble spot over here. Yeah. The part by the ear, which is part of that big trouble spot, is not so bad, but right in here, where I can still hear audio feedback. Oh yeah, it's a lot better, just a little bit there. It's always by that ear and along the jawline there. Let's see. Over here it could be a little better too, but here's the one case where I almost wish this razor weren't so mild. This Parker Semi Slant is doing the finishing touches on the shave. I wish it were a little bit more aggressive and got me as smooth as easily as my more medium aggression slant razor that I have. Okay, I may have to cut some parts out because I'm running out of time. I'll be right back with Mr. Towel. Here's our good friend, Mr. Towel. Whew. Ah. Ah. That feels nice. I'd say this is a DFS shave. Maybe even on the higher end of a DFS shave. Okay, I'm going to put Mr. Towel back where he goes. I'll start a brief recap and put the finishing touches on the shave. And I've got to kind of hurry here if I want to keep this thing under 30 minutes. Prep my face off camera before the video with a Village Barber shaving oil. My razor's been this Parker Semi Slant razor. And in there, on its second use, was a Tiger Platinum blade. Okay. My soap has been this Saponificio Varesino Felce Aromatico triple milled hard soap from Italy. My brush was this KC Shave Company Silvertip Badger brush. I hope I didn't miss anything because it's time to apply some of the Dickinson's Witch Hazel. Running out in this bottle, but I've got more, so I'm not too worried about that. Okay. Oh yeah, there's some sting there. Because this witch hazel has alcohol in it. It's a mild astringent. 14% alcohol by volume. I'll show you that again, the Dickinson's Witch Hazel. Okay, now here's the other new thing, new to me anyway, and this will be my first time actually using this. All it is the matching aftershave that I previously didn't have to go with that soap, the Saponificio Varesino Felce Aromatico aftershave. And I'll put some of that in my hand. Okay, I'll get that going there. A little on the wrists, a little up behind the ears, on the temples, back of the neck. There is some sting, but also, well, a nice scent. Goes very nicely with the soap. A little stronger scent than the soap, I guess. But there's also something else in there that makes it smooth. Yeah. So it seems like almost like a little balm for the face in there. There's something more smooth rather than just an astringent. And finally, the Nivea Men Sensitive Post-Shave Balm. And this I am going to have to get more of soon, but I don't use this as often as I use my other Nivea balms like the original. In fact, it's having trouble. There it is. I was having trouble getting some out of there. There's what it looks like. I'll put the lid back on it. There's that. A little bit in my hand there. And really nice. Decent shave. Is it the best shave I've ever gotten? No. But it's more than passable. Still better, I'm sure, than I would get with a disposable, unless I worked and worked and worked with a disposable or a cartridge razor. And sometimes the heads on the cartridge razors pivot a little too much for me, so that I don't seem to get enough contact, or the right contact with the skin to mow down the hair. That's it. I'm gonna go. Thank you for watching. Peace.